Hi, my name's Ishmael and today we're going to be talking about development and first-time buyers. So why are we talking about development and first-time buyers? Because news has just come out that if you are a developer and you build homes, you are going to have to give a minimum of 30% discount to first-time buyers. And in some areas like London, you could have to give a minimum discount of up to 50% for the first 3 months of selling a properties. This is so that first-time buyers can get onto the property ladder. And it's not only that they're going to be doing this, but they're also going to be putting restrictions on some areas where they're built so that local people can get on the property ladder, and it's restricted to your area specific. So I believe it's called a 106 section, which means that if you buy a property, you have to live in the area to be able to purchase that property. And if you sell it on, it has to go to someone who lives in the area, who has connections in the area. It can't just go to anyone or any investor. This is to keep the property prices down for people who want to live in homes. It stops rentals, it stops developers buying up land and making massive profits because they have to sell to local people first, which in turn keeps the locals being able to afford the area. Now they do understand that this is going to also be restricted by local councils, so local councils can push up or bring down that minimum percentage depending on what the income in the area is and what they believe the local people can afford. Because obviously if the local people can't afford that, they are going to be able to pull it down even more. The properties will also be capped at £250,000 maximum purchase value in England and £420,000 in London. So this also again means that when a new property comes to the market, if you live in the area, you're going to have first refusal if you're a first-time buyer, and you know that it's going to be in what they consider the first-time buyer's bracket, which is under £300,000, so in other words, no stamp duty. To make sure it's not just the rich buying the properties, they have made a cap of £80,000 if you are in England and £90,000 income if you are in London to be able to be eligible for this scheme, so that not just anyone can get it. Although £80,000 and £90,000 are extremely high, it is at least they've capped it so that if they're earning hundreds of thousands of pounds every year, they can't just get the scheme and get really cheap houses. So those are the highlights of exactly what this new scheme is that they've brought in and why I would be staying away from development. So what does this mean for developers? Well, from my point of view, it means that if you are building housing estates, which is what we should be building, it's going to discourage developers to build those, because when they build the housing estates, then their councils and the government are going to say, now you have to give discounts. Now if you have to give discounts to first-time buyers, then your profit margin is going to have to be calculated with those discounts. And therefore, if you're giving a 30 to 50% discount on the house price, well, you're losing all your profit, because that's normally your profit margin. So how developers are going to make a lot of profit in building housing estates, I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, if you start building large housing estates, then it's slightly different. When you're building hundreds of homes, you can cut down the costs and make more profit. But I do think that they should be announcing sometime soon how exactly this is going to work with smaller sites, because at the moment, if you build less than 10 houses, you don't have to give affordable homes. So I believe it's probably going to fall into the same category where if you build less than 10 houses, you don't have to fall into the affordable homes bracket, therefore you don't have to give the discount. But I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be the case, because they haven't specified that at the moment. So what I would be looking for, if you were looking to develop, I would not be looking at housing as in single houses. I would be looking at doing possibly blocks of flats or commercial buildings or mixed-use properties, as they are not subject to this first-time buyers discount at the moment. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and whack that bell notification icon to get notified of the next video coming out on Tuesday.